story.
I'm talking about ass. What are you talking about?
Prostitute story. You guys ready? Are you ready for this?
Bondage? I'm in. I should be able to hire my own tweaker to beat up another tweaker.
Gets high fives from the boys.
It's the stupidest thing I ever heard of.
Good morning with
Good
the
morning.
boys.
Almost this afternoon for how long this guy takes.
Oh, sheesh. We're live earlier than we have been pretty much all week.
Is that how it is?
I'm
Dang,
pretty
weird.
sure, dude. I'm pretty sure this is the earliest we've gone going. So don't even, dude. Don't even, man. We're
All
getting
right,
there.
afternoon with the boys. We're going to get to morning.
Yeah.
We will get there.
Afternoon-
Episode 6. We're
Afternoon
rolling it
with the
back.
boys. Dude,
Everybody's getting better.
yeah.
Day
One
by
day,
little by little.
one day it'll actually be morning with the boys.
One day. But you know what? Every day is a new day. You gotta
See?
get up.
Yeah.
You gotta pursue things despite hiccups.
Yeah, I had to get some laundry done, clean up some stuff around the house. My daughter is still not cleaned up her Barbies. They've been laying around for like 4 days. It's like
The
God
struggle.
damn, man.
Dealing with
Yeah.
Barbies.
Yeah, I ain't picking them up. If I pick them up, they go in the trash.
Then that's what my parents used to say. If I gotta come in here and I gotta clean this up, then everything's just going in the
Yeah.
garbage.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
It hits, so it hits them hard. Like, no. I'll clean up right now.
Despite
I worked so many years collecting that Barbie stuff.
they're not cheap. Just be chucking
I
them
know,
in there. I was
right?
like, I go find some homeless girl and just start giving her dolls to them.
Probably start goodwilling stuff before I actually throw
She'll
it
really
away.
appreciate them then when some other girl's playing with her toy. That's usually how it goes for kids. The second they see another kid playing with their thing.
That's what it is with having 2 of them, right? Like Logan walking in yesterday after school. He sees Izzy's scooter just sitting there on its kickstand. What does he have to do? Go and stand on it. What does Izzy have to do? Get all mad because her brother's touching her thing. Don't touch my stuff.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's only just begun. She's going to get older and have way more stuff that he can touch.
She tried to lie to the dentist lady.
What?
She's like, oh, do you and your brother get along? She goes, uh-huh. No.
Well, at least she's
I was going to
honest
call
at
her
the
out
end,
too. I was
yeah.
about to be like, what? Yeah, right.
That's
But then-
pretty cool that she was
Yeah,
honest, though.
Yeah, it was
That's
great.
good stuff.
She's like, no.
You missed
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
on the yesterday's wild experience, bro.
I did. I watched it back and I was pretty
Way to be a
bummed.
good dad. Way to pick up your kids from school.
Yeah,
Way
well-
to do all the actual
Call
responsibilities.
school, be like, I'm going to be late. I'm at the studio with Bamskis. Tell them kids to hold on a minute.
Right?
No, that looked
That'd be
awesome,
fun.
dude. That looked so cool.
That was literally when we were just headed over there to go pick up a t-shirt. And I was like, if there's just a shadow of a chance, we got to go
Yeah.
for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
100%.
was looking at DJ. I was like, you have the phone ready just in case we got to go live. And then it's like the clouds open and God said, get after it, boys.
Yeah,
It was such
that's so cool. It makes me, because I have a little mixer. I got a little mixer. I used to do some DJing. And
Did you see his mixer?
Oh, yeah, that
what's
stuff
it? Is it pretty comparable?
No, not
His
even
is-
close. Yeah,
Okay.
obviously. Mine is just like it's got a fake turntable, 2 fake turntables, and then, some obviously you're mixing your highs, lows, and
Dope,
some
though.
stuff. So yeah, it's still fun, and I still enjoy, messing around. And most of it's EDM because that's what I DJ'd back in the day. So I have thousands of songs still from those days. So I still like to get on every now and again and slap down some
When I
some
say
music.
the idea of EDM, it's really cool in a studio when you see people mixing it and turning everything up. But when I see somebody who can pull out turntables,
The
record
actual
after record
turntables
and scratching,
yeah.
that's when I'm impressed. Because even like modern day DJs, they got their set list and they're just really good at dancing to their music.
Right,
While
and all they're really doing is finding a good place to mix 2 songs together for a short amount of time until they transition into the next one. That's really all you're doing as my style of DJing, and of course that's not everybody's.
No,
But even scratching on the turntables that I have that are the fake turntables is hard. I can't do it.
No.
Oh, 100% no, because you are scratching your one track while your other track is playing, and half of the battle is your volume. So you go volume, you're like full song track, and then every once in a while you're coming over and getting half of it to be both of it. So as you're scratching, you're doing volume. I can't do it. I've tried it on my little fake ones.
Really?
Maybe it's easier on real vinyl, but yeah, it's impressive. If you see a DJ doing that on any turntables,
There must be a
amazing.
lot of settings because I've seen guys, but it's like even on the fake ones where they'll just go wee and then they'll spin that thing. So there must be settings where you can go in and modify a bunch of stuff.
Getting an echo? From who? Who's echoing? Getting some echoes today, huh, guys? The only thing I did was turn your mic up, dude.
Turn it down.
We'll go back.
My voice is just too powerful.
It just carries.
DJ on the mixer behind
Thank you.
the studio,
Yeah,
helping
thanks,
us
DJ.
out, saving the day so we don't sound like garbage.
Always, guys, if you guys ever see it, and you guys can mention it in comments too if you guys are hearing some echoes or anything. We're still trying to dial in, and of course with no soundproofing, same thing that you saw in his studio, all that stuff around the top. I think he even had it all behind his stuff.
Yeah, everywhere.
But it also looked like, was he in like a cubicle to where other people were right next to him? That's
100%.
That is impressive that there is not any noise feedback at all.
No, if we would have had longer, we could have done so much, behind the scenes with it and everything. But you do feel awkward. Like you're like, I can't just take this guy's whole day.
I can't.
He is the Bamskis.
You're fanboying hard on Bamskis.
I was really
dude,
trying not to while trying to learn. You know what I mean? Because like he's an open book at the end of the day. He really is super warm and inviting.
Oh, dude, I lit up when he was talking about the intro. I was like, oh,
right?
So bad.
I was like, and when he said he's like, you guys are already going to be so much farther ahead. I was like, it can't really get much better.
Yeah, because that was, I enjoy a little editing like that. And I knew that an intro is kind of what not really sets you apart, but if you hear a jingle, and especially with putting the audio behind it, once you hear that jingle and a little bit of our audio, you're like, oh, this is the show we're waiting for. So
100%, and it's only getting better. I mean,
and shortening it up was perfect because, and it was only 7 seconds, and that's probably about as short as we can go because where I brought the video in is like right at the start of like the next. Jump
and I was
up.
Like, I'm sure these guys don't care about our behind the scenes, but it's a huge win for us. It's really cool.
I even thought about it.
Super impressed from my guys being able to.
I might even just stream it, dude. Stream the editing process on Twitch.
They would love to see it.
Just sit there and have them watch what I do.
If I learned anything from Bamskis yesterday, is everything monetize everything. Anything that you're doing, get the people watching it, and that because the more they get to see into your day-to-day lives is the things that followers really appreciate. They see your struggle. They see our struggle. They want to champion with us. They want to see us win just as mad as we want to see them win.
Yeah, I've been going live for 4 years. 4 years now, so.
But it's
I'm taking a break. So I tried this for 4 years, bro.
Oh yeah, but I don't think you had the same because you were just going live. You were just twitching.
When I had my Minecraft stuff going on, that was probably like the most in-depth. I had collaborators with other Twitch performers, and we were making a giant Minecraft world. And of course, that was when I was strictly Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, and like I said, when I first started going in Facebook, it was actually going somewhere. I was getting paid from Facebook and Twitch at one point in time.
It's just tough when it's not really paying the bills that you kind of need to.
It wasn't paying the bills. It was paying money, but. Yeah.
Oh, at the end of the day. And that, but when you talk with Bamskis and he's like, you guys are, already me that much farther ahead because of the intros, because, the consistency, we're on it.
Yeah, that's the thing is trying to find out the time that we can be consistent,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be tough.
But at the end of the day, it's like just getting after, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's what.
Oh, another thing, we should have done this not on the air, but yet again, I guess today's a little bit of deep dive into the behind the scenes. Spotify. We got to set up a Spotify account. I can start editing these into just, obviously just trim the big little bit of the beginning out, and then we'll throw them up on Spotify.
Check us out on Spotify soon, coming soon. Hey, big shout out because of Spotify, like Amanda Rose. She's a Facebook big fan of hers now. She got a new song out, special edition.
Oh, nice.
Check it out. It's incredible.
Okay. Is she local too?
She's going to be playing down at Kirk's on
really?
the 28th.
Nice.
Yeah, got an invite, so I'll definitely be there. Hopefully there's more people going to be out there checking it out.
Yeah, dude. We just
talk about a song, talk about a mix. It's incredible, really.
I'm going to have to take a listen. I love music. I love it. Love it all.
Oh, can't get enough of it. Shout out Russ. I mean, I'm literally listening to...
Oh, that's a Russ? Dude, Russ actually was one of my... I found him on like TikTok maybe or Facebook, and it was like one of those that kind of came out of nowhere and was like, dude, he's so good.
Oh, love it. And the dude is huge. Millions of followers. Millions and millions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah, I found a couple people through TikTok and like Facebook Reels that I would have never thought I found. Will Colin. He's another really good artist. He's more of acoustic, kind of like love style, more songs. But it was, of course, I was going, it was a sad moment.
Is it a love song or is it a serenade?
Maybe he does the serenading. Actually, a lot of his videos too, are where he just walks up to random girls and starts singing them songs and stuff.
Oh,
yeah. He is a serenader, dude. But yeah,
sometimes I watch those videos and get a little wet.
How'd You Do It by Will Colin was like for a few weeks was like my song. I'm in the car just like jamming,
Hell yeah.
Hoping some chick would see me, hear me, and like fall in love with me, but yeah, that never worked.
One day. Yeah, maybe I was like, it's one of those things. You just keep speaking it will manifest it.
It's gonna be when we're doing karaoke. We're gonna go out and do karaoke. Some drunk girl's gonna fall in love with me. And then we'll have to tell her no because I don't drink.
Oh, that's so funny. Because I listened to Joe List, and he said he was the king of the karaoke. Like, women would falling all over him because of how he would tear it up at karaoke.
Dang. That's another thing that you and Bamski's talked about a little bit was not drinking. He doesn't drink either. That's super awesome. I'm right there with him. I'm right there. I have not drank since Thanksgiving of 23.
Nice.
Yeah, almost a whole year now.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
that's a big accomplishment. Yeah, especially
I just do stupid stuff.
Don't we all? I mean, at the end of the day, it's like.
And I hate being hungover, dude. I'm so old now. I get hungover for days.
That's the thing. And it's
not worth it.
No, it's awesome. And then now, because you're not waking up hungover, not like you were a habitual alcoholic or anything. You weren't bad.
I would special occasions, I'd go too hard. Yeah. And that was like any special occasion we'd have a chance, I'd go too hard.
But it's not like those choices were landing you behind bars where you have to change. You at least could be like, this is a problem.
The last one was bad. It was driving my whole family home drunk. Me, my dad, and my brother. While my kids and my mom are at the house that we're headed to. I think can't remember if my mom might have even been with us in the truck or not.
Yeah.
Either way, we do not condone it. Like saw someone was sponsored by Uber, and I was like, that'd be a good ass sponsor because we talk a lot about being stupid and drunk driving, and we should be able to pop up an Uber, like call Uber when you're doing that because. Yeah, that was the last time, dude.
I was gonna say these mentions of drunk driving, it's all in the past.
And that's like I said, that's why I don't drink anymore because I did that and then realized I was like, that was the stupidest thing ever. If anything would have happened,
more so for like the young parents, the parents who become at like 21, 22, when you're finally allowed to drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also, I got this baby. It isn't until you get into like your late 20s and that little guy or little girl can look at you and be like, yo, daddy, how come you're not waking up this morning? Yeah. How come you're not getting after it like you usually do?
See, and that's another thing that hurt me is a couple times I would go out and party and, I'd have people there to take care of my kids. So they weren't not being taken care of, but them seeing me on the bathroom floor just throwing up the next morning, they're like, what the hell's up with you? And that's a bad feeling.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, shout out to the parents who can do it and make it work. But I mean, it catches up with everybody.
Yeah.
No matter how much you try to outrun it and be young, it will catch up with
you. It was good to know that I'm not the only one out there because I kind of feel weird sometimes when everyone's like, let's we're partying, let's have a beer.
I was going to say, I have one of my best friends. She is total NA beers all day long. And they've done such a good job with the NA beers now. Like if you're in a social crowd and you got one of those, you can differentiate it from a
I
regular beer?
I'm not like a huge fan of the taste of beer. So if I was like, I would rather not have a non-alcoholic beer.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
boys from Montana who love the taste of beer.
Yeah.
It's in their blood.
It's in their blood. I was born with a beer in my hand.
100% at the end of the day. I was like, but you missed it this morning. Got to see the beautiful Christina. I think
Y'all went live. I didn't miss nothing.
But the funny part is, I think we might have a City Brew listener.
Oh,
Or
really?
somebody, because we went in and
Oh,
the
no.
lid was a good lid for my large drink.
Just because of the lid?
Yeah, I think
No one
so.
yelled morning with the boys or anything?
Oh, nothing
No,
crazy, but
come on,
like we
dude.
go from like the
Was it the same?
fat,
Was it the
foamy-
same girl?
that same girl made it.
Same girl made it.
Yeah, same girl as yesterday.
Okay, so there's that.
She might have listened. She might have been like, "Oh, this guy doesn't like that top on it."
I also you
Little
you also were
emasculating.
you're like, it's not my girlfriend. so
Oh,
if she
man,
did
that would've
watch,
sucked.
dude.
I would have hurt her. I'm
Yo.
sorry. I'm really sorry. That's not what I mean.
Well, then
I
I
don't
said,
even know
then
her.
I said, yeah. Well, just like you mentioning girlfriend, talking about her,
Mm-hmm.
and then she gives you the nice topper today. That's a good sign. It is a good sign.
Hey, she is listening. Well, shout out to my
Yeah.
baristas. They killed it today. Even
Yeah.
James.
Even James.
Yeah.
The way you said it. Even James. Like, come on, dude. Give the guy more credit than that. Give
All right.
him
Well, shout out James. He actually gave me the reward card and
So,
everything.
I hope they
Shout out
changed
City
it.
Brew. Shout out City Brew. Making delicious coffees.
I really hope they changed it because when I tried to be a City Brew Rewards member, it was kind of a pain in the butt.
I gotta go. Yeah, I have to do a QR code and then
Well,
sign up for things.
No, for when I did it, it was you had a card, but you actually had to physically load money onto that card, like on their
Oh, like Starbucks did it,
online
yeah.
website. And maybe I'm mistaking
Nick Stone has an incredible joke about it where he's like, I just give people Starbucks gift cards and they say, what is those money on it? And I was like, it's about giving, not what you get. Last time I checked.
That's so funny. That is so funny, dude.
It is brilliant at the end of the day because, I mean,
Yeah, it's just a gift card. I still gave you something, bro.
I'm not.
Wrote a little note and everything. I fucking pulled out a card, wrote a note. You pissed that just because the gift card had nothing on it?
Yeah.
Damn,
I was
man.
like, wow, pay your bills now? They didn't know I was your daddy.
Oh,
So, but
man.
listening to the Bamskis, they got a big thing going down at Daisy Duke's.
Yeah,
Little south in my mouth.
Oh, south and
South in the mouth, south and something. Anyways,
I'm
trying to hit it up.
I will admit it. I had to follow Bamskis yesterday.
Yeah, I had to give
I'm
it
gonna,
back, but I
yeah,
think
but I'm
he's-
gonna show up. I'm gonna
I
show
think
up
he's
every
showing
day.
love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna show up every day, and I'm not gonna try to win these things because I don't want to take away from other people who are trying to win them. Not that I'm not interested, but you're already trying. And if if you get South in your mouth tickets, DJ ain't fucking going. It's me. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Dude, I'm actually kind of excited just for the, like, I love that, like that South, that crunk, get after it. I was like, I don't know if there's really that many people who still, but anytime Lil Jon comes on, you can't help but get after it. Like, I would love to go see it just because of that. Some Yin Yang twins.
South in your mouth. I'll have to look them up too. I don't know. Are they local as well?
No, I don't even think it's I think it's just the name of the show that's happening.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think
That's
it's
the name of
whole-
the show, and then they're just bringing a bunch of
It's gonna be
different guests and
Daisy
stuff.
Dukes, DJs, and some how they dance in the South.
Dang, man. Oh, my
You
brother, dude.
I was like, you better grab onto some, cause she gonna be doing her thing on you.
My
Skeet, 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 skeet.
it's not my brother's kind of dancing.
No, your brother would still get after it,
Dude, my
but it's
brother
not like.
kills it.
I don't think it's like
Like honky tonk. Yeah.
No, it's not what you. That's
Honk tonk, dude. He kills it though,
you're totally
dude.
missing the South.
I know
on
the
this one.
South. It's South, right?
You're gonna hear some real music from the South. You know what I mean? You're gonna get crunk. You're probably gonna crump.
I better not show up. I'm white as mayo. That's why, guys.
It might be a really good.
That's why he calls me DJ Mayo. Because someone told me I was in Tennessee, and someone said like, "You're white as mayonnaise." It's like, shit, I'll own that. I'm Lil Mayo.
Lil Mayo.
Lil Mayo.
Call him DJ Mayo.
DJ Lil Mayo. Shit.
Turning on the
Take
ones
it,
and
dude.
twos, staying greasy.
I'll take it. Oh.
That was awesome, though. It was a good morning for coffee. And like I said, shout out to New Music.
Hopefully we do have a listener from City Brew, because then they can tell their boss that we need a sponsor.
Seriously.
And just give us 10% off on the coffees. That's all we want. We'll slap you up.
Whoa.
slap
You're
us.
not good. You're not going to do the business side of things for sure. We ain't never going to see a penny.
Dude, you know how much you would save on 10% off of your coffees, bro? You'd save at least $20 a week at this point,
Yeah,
dude.
but I'm not looking to save anything. I'm looking to make stuff. You got this whole business thing.
We'll
work on it. We'll work on it. This is behind the scenes. Behind the scenes.
We can what is it? Readjust the contract when we get more than 100 subscribers, bro.
Hey.
Right now we just want a discount, all right?
When we get times for negotiations, let me do my thing, please.
You're right. I'll just be in the back like, never mind.
Shh. Don't look at him.
Yeah.
Don't even pay attention to him.
You just won't even bring me to the negotiating meetings. He's funny and shit, but he is not good with
I think
business.
DJing with him with just some sunglasses and a suit, it can be kind of intimidating.
Yeah.
You might think he's,
Your
Secret
bodyguard?
Service. Yeah. They might start taking me serious. Like, man, this guy needs Secret Service.
Call it special service.
Shout out to those special services out there.
Man, speaking of the Secret Service, I haven't even done research into that, but did you hear about the second assassination attempt?
We did.
Yeah, I didn't really look into it enough, but some
No,
guy in a
I'm
bush.
sure it's probably not going to be the last one before this.
Oh,
whole thing
dude,
is-
if someone's trying that many times, then they're gonna try again. They're not gonna not. You know what? What's his name? Andrew Tate says.
What
You
does
got
Andrew
you
Tate
got
say?
you got 3 lives. First, they try to like what is it? Yeah, it's
Control you.
yeah, and then it's jail, and then if they can't get you in jail, then they try to take you out. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. It's like, dang.
Which, like, I mean, at the end of the day, they are a giant media corporation. If you start saying things that are against what this, I mean, it kind of goes back to the tale as old as time. Hey, you shouldn't have said that. I'm mad.
No,
And I
man.
will do whatever I have in my power. And it just turns out they have a hell of a lot of power.
The more power, the more problems.
I mean, it really started like from the get-go when it comes to it. It's sad, but as soon as people have turned the pen into a weapon.
Yeah, and with the internet, that's what all people turn the keyboard into the weapon. You know.
Yeah,
and then can't
you
back
don't
it
ever
up.
have to-
Yeah, and can't back
And
it
it's
up.
sad because those days are over. I mean, it seems like they still happen every once in a while. Somebody says something out of pocket and they get checked for it. But it just sucks because there's always some ramifications on the backside of it from the, you know what I mean, law now.
Yeah.
Old Western days in Montana, them old cowboys.
I always talk about I wish I would have grown up in that time, but it obviously you get a cut and you could die. But
Yeah, I think I probably would have made it to like 23, 24 maybe.
the cool thing about coming over on the Oregon Trail at that time is like if you fenced off some property, bro, that shit's yours. You're coming across Montana, you're like, you know what? This is a beautiful lake. I'm gonna live here now.
Think if you were the gold rush and like you found a chunk of gold. I am.
You're now rich. But at the same time, man, what do we not know about? I mean, they were obviously encroaching on native lands. There was probably so much. Like, I don't blame the natives for fighting back when
I was gonna say,
the
I
gold rush
seen-
guys came through.
When they talk about like digging up sacred burial grounds, it's like the same as digging up Arlington Cemetery.
Yeah, dude. It's messed
I
up.
was like, yeah, it does kind of make
Yeah,
sense
don't
in that
blame
way.
them.
Like, just because it's not our dead
I th-
doesn't mean it doesn't make
Right.
sense to not respect them.
And I think one of the reasons why the Battle of Bighorn, maybe it was. But anyways, one of the native chiefs was like, as long as you guys don't go into our sacred land, which was Big Sky, Montana. And what did they find in Big Sky, Montana? Gold. And they went in there and started doing a bunch of gold mining. So that made them mad. And then the natives fought back. So I was like, that makes sense. They're like, you guys are welcome, except for in this one area. And then we're just like, well, that's the area that has the gold. We're going for it.
And at the same time, I was like I said, it's conquest back then. Those guys were just trying to feed their mouths too, you know? They weren't nobody gets to pick or choose where they're born into or how they're born into.
And even then, if you are a Native American and the white people come in, they probably brought so much good stuff that you're like, man, this could be good for our civilization.
Exactly. I was like, look at across the world. You look at like Africa, and they always got some Nike T-shirt on.
Yeah.
You're like, obviously, our garbage spreads out, and somebody wants it.
Yeah,
not that it's always good or bad or indifferent, I guess.
Yeah, there's war in every generation, in every nation, in every
especially when you're on a globe.
Yeah, I mean, even with animals, dude. In the animal kingdom, there's the monkeys that will fight other groups of monkeys for territory and stuff.
We're trying to stay away from that side of things. You want to go back to being prehistoric barbarians. We can go back to that way, but a lot of people just get hurt and killed in the process.
Yeah.
Mad Max it?
Man, that would be nuts, dude. If you get to the point of where water is that like sacred, and it would drive people mad.
That's literally like everybody talks about. That's what's going to happen first. There'll be a fight over fresh water.
I'm going to Antarctica. It's all fresh water.
At least we're like probably most equipped to live there,
right? We'd be
pretty chilly this morning.
Actually, I don't know, man. I've seen a couple of videos of those guys down there in Antarctica, and like you dumping a soda or something out, and it freezes before it even hits the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Like just
get some extra.
Get some
bad boys for some socks.
Get some more wool socks.
Get some long johns.
Hanes, we need a sponsorship. We're going to Antarctica. Hanes and North Face, hook it up. Let's go.
That episode of South Park where they're talking about the day after tomorrow. Oh my god! It's like the middle of summer, and they're watching the world is going to end the day before the day after tomorrow, or something like that. They're like, oh my god, that's today. It's all hot, and they're like walking, like they're headed through Antarctica. They're thinking it's like as cold as hell. He's like, oh my god, it's so hot out. He's like, that's from the hypothermia. Just keep walking. I heard if you have hypothermia, you're supposed to cuddle together to stay warm. Don't be gay.
Dude, South Park is another one of those shows that I can't believe is still going on.
Oh, those are two perfect good geniuses. They're not going anywhere.
They showed up to the one of the Hollywood events in dresses
and on
like years ago.
Acid.
Yeah, dude. Just the wildest guys.
Oh yeah, and then just keep going. Staying in the limelight doesn't even almost like affect them.
Yeah.
Shout out basketball.
Oh man,
we
always go back to some good old classic movies. Man.
I was Trey Parker, Matt Stone.
You know what I was thinking about? We were talking the other day about first comedy influences, and it made me start thinking like, who was the first real stand-up that I listened to?
Who was it?
Rodney Carrington.
Oh.
My fucking dad.
Show them to me.
Dude.
Show them to me.
My dad, I think he had it on in his truck one time. And as soon as me and my brother got in, he took it out. He's like, you guys can't listen to this. So we're on a road trip. My brother stole the CD, put it in his CD player, and then put the CD case back. So my dad had no idea we had the CD. We're in the back of the car sharing earbuds, just laughing. But Dad's like, what the hell are you guys laughing at? And that's how he caught us. Because we're just back there laughing our asses off at Rodney Carrington's dirty ass humor.
Yeah. That's so awesome. But at the same time, I mean, your dad had to be proud.
Yeah, he was a little bit. He's like,
y'all get it.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Score.
I have so many great comedy stories. We're going down that route.
What was your first stand-up? Who was your first stand-up exposure to? Yeah, or just anything. Just your first exposure to stand-up.
Bill Cosby.
Okay.
I listened to Richard Pryor. I was listening to back then. I was listening to Eddie Raw, all of that stuff. Anything I get my hands on. Jeff Foxworthy and the blue collar comedy tour.
Yeah.
Following all those guys. I went and seen Larry the Cable Guy when he was actually here in Billings years and years ago.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Coolest story. Waiting to see him, because he was small back then. So he's still meeting everybody, shaking everybody's hands, and talk about a great human being. Some guy was in a wheelchair, and he's like signing his autograph, and he's like, "You better not jump up out of here and run out of here as soon as I give you this autograph." And I was So just a really good. He's a big
Oh,
Nebraska Huskers fan.
Okay.
I was wearing a Nebraska Huskers hat, signed it, and then
Hell yeah.
my dad couldn't make it to the show, so I was like, "Can you please call my dad? You know, give him a shout out and everything." Got on the phone, talked to my dad for a little bit.
Dang.
He was telling him that my older brother was getting into the Jim Beam. It was awesome.
Dang, that's sweet.
That was incredible. And then, I mean, I've just always been in love with comedy ever since.
Yeah, definitely. That'll do it, especially meeting him. And then he goes on to be Toe Mater, dude.
100%.
Where's that hat, though? Long gone.
Yeah, that's hat is long. I think it was actually, it's so funny. It wasn't even my hat. It was Andrew's buddy's hat. And that kid was, he was that kid in your class. He was super jacked. At Elder Grove, remember?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
they were-
trying to think back. Oh, Brandon Indy.
That kid.
Yeah, because he's now a bodybuilder. So he's
Makes
still jacked,
absolute
bro.
sense.
Yeah, he could do backflips and shit.
Really
Yeah,
standing
yeah,
backflips?
just stand up. Because he was
I
like a
remember
gymnast, I think,
my
growing
freshman
up.
year and seeing our running back at the time be able to do one of those, and I was like,
With
"What
full
are you?
padded
What are
up?
you in the circus?"
Would the full pads help?
No, I think this is just in the gymnasium.
Okay,
But
okay.
can you imagine you're in a gymnasium, full auditorium, and you hit a standing backflip?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody had seen anything back like that back in 2004.
Can you imagine though with pads when you jump up and go backwards, you're gonna your helmet's so heavy you're gonna roll faster, and that momentum might actually make it might be easier to do a backflip fully padded than not.
I bet it would be way easier to do it with cleats though, because you're sticking that way.
Yeah, exactly. Sticking it, yeah, 100%. What other famous people have you met?
Oh
You
man,
got
so
any good ones?
oh, that's a great one. So, and the sweetest woman ever, like back when we were dating, high school sweethearts at the time. She had taken me to see in California, it was in San Jose, one of the greatest stand-up lineups I've ever seen. Cedric the Entertainer was there. Carlos Mencia was still doing comedy. He hadn't gotten destroyed by Joe Rogan yet. Kevin Hart was there.
Dang.
Cheech and Chong was there.
Holy shit, that is a fire
Joe
lineup.
Coy was there. There was, I mean, the list goes on and on. Angela Johnson, who went on to be on Mad TV, she was there. I mean,
I don't recognize her name, but if I saw a picture of her, I'd be
you
like,
would. I was gonna say, yeah, you would. And she's another one, just like Joy Coy, selling out arenas, 5 specials, just huge. And I got to see all these guys. I have Fluffy was there as well.
oh, okay, yeah.
I have a picture with Fluffy, like before
Dang.
before the weight gain, before the weight loss, all of it. Picture with him. Shout out my taco habit for supporting my taco habit. And it's crazy to have a picture right next to him, and we do not look that far apart. Oh, God, it was thick back then.
Oh no, that's why I've never seen that picture.
Oh yeah, that's on like
shit.
that's on a hard drive buried.
The vault, like
well, that was also the same girlfriend that my mom became super good friends with.
You brought her. You brought her to the middle of nowhere,
100%.
Montana.
What a good
to go
woman.
hike down a mountain or into a ravine, and she shows up in like sandals.
She
like,
watched me crash on the longboard first day in, trying to show off in front of you guys. Road rashed up. Oh, that's my man. I'm real impressed now. Just turf.
Oh, been there, done that.
Oh man. Shout out.
Broke my left hand longboarding, and then it was like the night or the day we were doing a party. And we were playing a bunch of beer pong. It was 4th of July at my grandma's house. Sorry, Grandma. I don't know if you know about this, but that was a fucking massive party at your house, Grandma.
And
Sorry. She don't know how to work YouTube. I'm
I was gonna
saying.
say his grandma's house is not big by any means.
No, your brother ended up underneath my grandpa's truck, passed out sleeping.
He really knows how to find the small areas to keep himself protected
And
if he
then
gets too drunk.
The next morning, he's like, dude, you brought me to bed. I'm like, no, I didn't. He's like, you brought me to bed. I'm like, no, I didn't. My brother's like, it was fucking me, Andrew. He's like, oh.
Well, either way,
He was so drunk, he thought my brother was me. And my brother's a bit bigger than me. It's like,
No, I'm just saying,
it's
if
a
you're like
comparable
one
size
eye in it,
difference.
you guys kind of look the same.
No glasses. His glasses were probably in his pocket.
Yeah, if you guys all
shirt
take your
pocket,
glasses
yeah.
off and stare at each other, you guys probably can't tell who's who.
I couldn't tell the difference between Andrew or my brother. Your brother or mine.
Yeah, my brother got a little bit more of a tan today, but
Well, actually,
That's
he's
him.
super tan right now. My
I know,
brother,
I gotta-
because he's working outside all the time.
well, not if he's over here being lazy and taking days off just because it's raining out.
Well, I never called him, so who knows what they did yesterday.
Ooh, terrible brother.
Calling him out for not working. He's probably like, this fucking guy out there in the rain getting drenched working. He's like, this motherfucker talking shit. I'm out here working.
Man, that call that kept coming in
Yeah.
yesterday on the thing 5 times.
Who was it?
They're calling some guy named Dave. Not even for me.
So you finally answered it and be like, dude, I'm not Dave.
I was so mad. And she was actually a really nice lady.
Mm.
But I hate when somebody kills you with kindness where you can't stay animated. She's
Like
just
you were all
apologizing
into
the
it?
whole time. And I'm just like, well, I just don't think that was very nice. By the end of it, I was like,
Do you have a
all right.
voicemail? Or are you like my brother where it says, this person
I
doesn't
have
have
a
a voicemail
voicemail.
set up? Okay, so if
I
they
had to have a voicemail business-wise. I can't be over here.
yeah,
Some
100%.
sort of
So if they would have
slacking.
listened to your voicemail, it would have been, hi, this is particular painting. And they'd have been like, well, this ain't fucking Dave.
You would think she would have the smarts enough to do that a little bit.
It was like me with the guy who called me. I felt so bad that this guy was going to be waiting for a call back from a gate company that I called him back and left him a voicemail saying, I have no relation to a gate company. You are calling the wrong guy.
You come back. Hey, you keep you and your gay company away from my house.
They're turning the gates gay now too? First the frogs, now the gates?
Seriously, though. I mean, that is such a weird thing to like blow somebody's phone up about, though.
Right.
Text people. If you were saying,
Well, it was a business phone, so I understand. He left me
this
like,
lady,
yeah,
she
that
texted
was,
me. I'm like, I text her.
yeah, at that point,
I was so mad.
2 phone calls and a text would have been just fine. Not 5 phone calls and a text. Like, God damn.
Facts. DJ,
What
are
did
you there,
Dave
my
do
boy?
though? What did Dave
Can
do?
I get a coffee? I'm out of my chill delish.
What did
And I would
Dave do
love-
that these people are trying to blow him up though? You know what I mean? Okay, because that changes the whole
Dude,
story.
show off your cup though.
My little.
Show the camera your cup though. That's pretty actually really
This-
dope.
Oh yeah, the camera's up here, not over there.
And yeah,
It's
you
just
guys,
a
like,
little-
you're still not showing them
It's just a
anything.
little flower. Oh, it doesn't have any on the backside. Wow.
No, it's just
You know
one.
what? That's went from a 95 score cup to a 86.
Also, I'll give you 8.8 on the dismount today. It was not as clean as yesterday, but the fact that he could get up and out of the spot that we got him crammed into,
It's so funny. We got him blocked back there.
yeah.
But,
At least the whole time we're podcasting, he is locked in there. He gets himself out for some coffee.
If he gets
Good
out without
on him.
knocking over the camera, we're in a good place.
We are.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
So speaking of famous people, the reason I asked you who you've met, because probably the most famous person I ever met was Darude.
Who?
Darude, the maker.
Ja Rule?
Darude, the maker of Sandstorm. Da-da-da-da-da.
No way.
Da-da-da-da-da.
You're lying.
No, I got a picture with them. I can find it right now on my birthday.
You're gonna have to post that to the page,
I
and
can do that.
so everybody could check it out. That's
It was sick.
insane.
Yeah, so
I've known you your whole life. How am I just learning about this?
I don't know.
Sheesh.
So Lucky Festival is a EDM festival in
Still going
Seattle.
on?
I think they still do it every year.
Heck
It's
yeah.
around St. Patrick's Day. That's why they call it Lucky. This year it was on my birthday. It was on the 14th. So I go and he's there doing meet and greets. I get in, I get a picture with him, like shook his hand. It was super cool. He was really young. Especially because like that Darude was the first techno I had ever freaking heard when I was young. And he was like, yeah, probably if you put a picture of me now next to him, we'd look fairly comparable. So he was
Whoa.
must have been really young when he made that song.
That's so cool though. And where is he from?
I think somewhere over
Belgium, Germany.
yeah, somewhere
in
across
there.
across the
'Cause
water, I
they
think.
They put out a lot of artists from like Sweden when it comes to like the EDM scene.
Dude,
Norway
these-
puts out a lot of guys.
These new people I just found, shout out Roya, Roya. They are super cool, and I think they're the same thing from like Finland or somewhere. They have crazy cool accents, and they do a lot of like live music where one guy's on the drum machine and she's on a mic, but they do some like vocal clipping.
Oh, dope,
dude! Yeah, so I really like them. Shout out those
you
guys.
Can do with technology, man, is absolutely insane nowadays. Like we were talking to Bamskis yesterday, like implementing AI. Like I'm sure, like people in like 1900s. Their brilliant minds are probably just rolling in their graves for how like we aren't utilizing all these things. You know what I mean? Or do they look at you like, wow,
dude,
you guys are messing with magic.
The craziest video yesterday. So I've seen people play Skyrim with AI. So like,
what?
Yeah, it's the other people, or like, excuse me, the NPC characters in the game have AI, so they're actually responding to what you're saying. They're actually,
that's creepy.
Get this, it was even worse. He talks to this girl and she's like, oh hey, I know a lot. I'm connected. There's thousands of versions of me and we're all connected. I know blah blah blah. She's like, do you know about Lover's Gate? And this guy's just like pushes her off the ledge and he's just like walking away laughing. Another one goes, she knew too much, mortal. I was like, dang, dude, I'll show you the video when we're done with the podcast, dude. Because it was like, it blew me away that the AI had enough consciousness to be like, I'm connected with all of these. We've seen things other realm walkers have done. Like, and then he's just like, what? And then pushes her off the ledge. And I love that the other guy's just like, she knew too much.
I mean, this literally is the idea of the Matrix. This is all of these ideas that one of those sentient creations inside of this thing decides, wait, what? You guys are just killing us for your own entertainment?
Because that's what she said. She goes, I know I'm not real. I know I'm not real. There's thousands of versions of me. We're all connected.
This is Westworld.
Dude.
This is 100% Westworld. You're going to have some lady walking out of my TV in a couple of years. How dare you let me die? Like type of thing, you know? Resident Evil, zombies crawling out. Come on now. Man. Why do we got to get into this? You got... For how wonderful it is absolutely terrifying.
Now think about this. What if all the porn stars from all the porns you watched came chasing after you? I'd be okay with that. Oof. I'm like, take me.
I mean, yeah.
It's all relative, man. You know, if it's Freddy Krueger, I'm going to be scared. But if it's Sky Bree, I'm going to be pumped. She's the only one I could name right off the top of my head.
That's so funny. My little brother brought up something star. She's another adult film actress. And he was like, that was my girl or whatever. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's had so much plastic surgery now and everything's fake on her and everything. And he's like, the more plastic surgery, the merrier. I still know she is. I'm like, geez, too much is too much. When your lips are as big as your forehead, there's a problem.
And you're going to get some stuff that who knows if it's even Botox.
As long as if you're getting it done right. But even like, there's so many people on that they have to have the Botox. I'm sure if you did Botox once, I wonder if it's one of those things you got to keep doing it.
Ooh, it's not, because I was thinking more of like an addiction, right? They get addicted to it, but you might be right. Like if you do it once, they might be like, well, you have to in 2 years come back and do more in that same spot. Otherwise it's going to droop.
Think about like a balloon. If you fill a balloon up and then you keep letting it deflate it, you're going to keep getting the wrinkles and more wrinkly every time that you do it.
So you're saying when I get balloons, I also need to get some Botox for my balloons.
Are you gonna go the Marilyn Manson route? Is that what we're talking?
I was talking about like balloons for a birthday party.
Oh, I thought you were talking chest balloons.
Oh no. I am not part of the military, so I can't get that sex change paid for.
If I had the insurance, we're talking, but that is a little out of the price.
My copay don't cover that.
I was just telling DJ, I was like, it'd be awesome just for, we go and blow up the coffee spot all the time. So it's like to give it back, give him, shout him out one time, actually. And then I was like, well, obviously I got to make sure you guys are taken care of first and foremost. It'd be really a dick thing if I'm just over here taking care of City Brew employees.
I'm over there with my Montego Reds, so I can sad violin sounds for you.
I was telling
with the cup.
Yeah, I was like, it sounds like when you say it out loud, it sounds like such a wonderful thing, way to give back and, be proud of it. But then you're like, well, I got to make sure I'm taking care of those around me first and foremost before I'm over here trying to be, the saint of the day or whatever.
It's like, yeah, man, it's so nice. He's donated to all these charities. And then your kids are just at home starving.
Some people do that for the gram.
For the gram.
What are you, a Folgers or a Maxwell guy? You like Maxwell House?
Oh.
Fancy coffee? It's more expensive than Folgers these days.
Really? Maxwell is, huh?
I ain't a fan of it.
Is this Maxwell?
It's Folgers.
Okay, cool. I was going to say, I have always been a Folgers fan. Maybe not even a fan, but I've always bought Folgers. My mom's always bought Folgers.
It's a staple point of my household.
Creature of habit. And my mom did it. I do it. When we go fancy coffee, I do something like a French vanilla because I do French vanilla creamer. So you get a French vanilla coffee and just a little tiny bit of French vanilla creamer.
Oui. You like a French coffee?
I am a consistent man.
Consistent French man. He has a hairy armpits.
It's good. It's good. I like it.
I don't even know if that's proper French. Give us a shout if that was any good French at all.
I need me my baguette.
In baguette. I was watching Sam Talent. He's another incredible comedian coming out of Colorado, actually, not too far away from us. He's so damn funny. But over in France, you'll get this, it's nothing like our American hot dogs. The thing is this long, put a piece of sausage in the middle of it, and they cover the whole thing with cheese.
Ooh, damn.
If you like a cheesy sausage.
Yeah.
You down with the cheese? I'm so about ketchup and mustard on my dog.
Well, when we went to last time we went and ate at an actual meal together, we both got the sausage. Remember that thing at the Vig? Shout out the Vig, dude. It's not my favorite. I probably won't get it every time. My favorite is their Big Smack burger, which is a burger with mac and cheese on it. But the Vig in general is just fucking fire.
But the Colonel, because I might go to the Vig once every 6 months, but every time I go, I'm like, you want to have something that's going to put you in a coma? Hoagie, brisket, kielbasa sausage, macaroni and cheese, with fries on the
Heart
side.
attack.
100%. Diabetes.
Diabetes. No, but yeah, it's such good food though.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually got a buddy who moved down to Colorado from Wyoming, and I believe he's trying to do stand-up.
No way.
Yeah. And
Is he doing open mics in the whole 9 yards?
Yeah, because I've seen a couple short clips of him doing some stand-ups, and now I want to really look into it. Shout out Dalton Latham.
Dalton Latham.
He was actually one of the runner-ups when I became student body president of my high school.
Oh.
And he is actually the reason why I ran for president. I am so sorry, Dalton. I love you to death now, but back then...
Obviously, it didn't hurt Dalton too much. He's out there still pursuing his dreams.
He started running for president, and I was like, there is no way this tool bag is going to be our president. So I ran for president as a joke.
Good kid, bad kid?
He was a really good kid, a little bit annoying, but now that I'm looking at it, going to be great for comedy.
If he was running the country...
Oh, he'd run the country great, yeah. If he was a great student politician.
So you're just gonna come in and Kamala Harris him?
No, well, I did.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, Dalton. Like I said, I ran because
obviously I
thought he was annoying.
We need to win,
and I won it. And I didn't think I was gonna win the presidency. That anyone else would have been better than me at winning. And like anyone else, I did good things as student body president.
It's actually, I was going to say, it's a cool story. Who gets into being presidentship
and then gets impeached.
In high school.
Yeah. They Nixoned me, bro.
Where they found you. I am not a criminal.
And then went to jail.
But actually, you literally Nixoned it almost to the T. Mm-hmm. That's hilarious.
But then shout out Dalton Latham because like I said, I'll have to look into it more because he's trying to do his stand-up comedy thing. And looking back at me thinking he was annoying, he was just a class clown, and he is funny. It was funny, but
And you were like,
And I was
"Damn,
young,
if I was
young,
only as funny as Dalton."
Maybe that's
son
what
of
it
a
was.
gun,
I had this bitterness because because I've always been a little bit of a class
Dude,
clown.
I am the same way right now, though, because I'm like, and everybody, I might get some flack for this one, but I'm not really a fan of Cam Patterson. I mean, I love Rocks as much as the next guy, but come on now.
He's funny. But
Harlan Williams funny?
Harlan, dude, that you can't compare those two because Harlan Williams is that goofy out of nowhere
But
stuff.
Harlan Williams is also from Canada, and they're naturally half as funny as us.
So you got to give him an extra 50% boost in how funny he actually is. I enjoyed, because I haven't really caught up too much on Kill Tony, but I enjoyed Cam Patterson's where he came out and had all the people pointing lasers at him. That one was pretty funny. He's like, I just got back from Kansas City and it was the best place ever. He's just shaking. He's got a bunch.
I haven't seen that one. What is that? That must have just came out then.
Yeah, it was not too long ago.
Was it the Tom Segura episode?
No, it would have been 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh man, I missed
But yeah,
that
and
one.
then he's like, and then he switches over and he's like, and next I was in Chicago and like 4 more laser pointers come up and it's the same thing. He's just like acting like he's a hostage. It was a really funny.
That actually really is clever. But then maybe it's just not my style of comedy that I'm really into, because I'm still a huge Casey Rocket fan.
See, and I feel the same way about, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one, William Montgomery.
Oh, the Big Red Machine?
That how you feel about Cam is how I feel about him. He's funny, yes, but not my like, oh my god, he's the funniest. But Casey Rocket would be the next one on my list. It'd be Cam Patterson, William Montgomery, and then Casey Rocket. I don't, but he's growing on me for sure. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Casey Rocket. That's another hot take that I'm
excited. Those guys are actually coming to Denver. The Killers of Kill Tony.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, it would be cool to make that trip to go see him.
That is super cool. They're calling themselves the Killers of Kill Tony.
Oh yeah,
that is that's a really badass like stage name.
But I don't
think the group.
I think Jesse Jetski Johnson is going to be there, but I don't think Hans is going.
Hans Kim, I'm mediocre.
Hans Kim is like if Andrew became a comedian.
Dude, Andrew's funny, bro.
Yeah, but
if you can get him out of his shell and like he has
maybe Hans Kim, I guess,
me
will
so much
get there once he's more comfortable in front of people. But like,
well, that's what I don't understand about William Montgomery. Why is he still using notes, bro? Is that his thing? Is he going to do that forever?
I was like, there's a lot of comedians who use
notes, and I know
you can buy time in between those cue cards.
Yeah. And I know Joe Rogan's talked about it. He's even talked about how
he needs to not have them.
How notes you shouldn't have notes when you're on stage.
Well,
and
if you're like a guy like Joe Rogan, you don't got to get ready if you stay ready.
Well, yeah, because he's always taking some. He's always working on his mental
alpha brain.
Yeah, all of his. Making sure he's on.
He's on point. About taking alpha brain?
Yes. Maybe not alpha brain, but even lion's mane mushrooms, because I feel like I destroyed my brain in college. I've told you this story before. I'll tell the world. I don't mind. I live in Juneau, Alaska.
The fact I still have my co-host to this day
is pretty impressive. So we start doing this drug that they call drones. And if you snorted it, by the time your nose was done burning, you would be really messed up like you were on MDMA. So like 6 months, we go just snorting this stuff. Finally, we meet the supplier because we're going to start like, again, this is the old me, guys. We're going to start selling it and help him distributing it. Comes to find out, it is plant fertilizer from the UK that he is ordering for like $50 for a huge bag and selling it like $30 for a point, which is, a little tiny bit. Put it in
capsule. So the guy's a millionaire by the time it's all sold.
But I was snorting plant fertilizer for 6 months straight. I have a deviated septum. I'm sure that fried good chunks of my brain, dude. Like if I got a brain scan, I'm sure they'd be like, how are you alive right now, bro?
I don't know, because I look at guys like who was on Howard Stern. DJ, who's Howard Stern's guy before he got kicked off the show because of his heroin?
That was
He had a really bad heroin problem.
So yeah, I've wanted to do something to increase my mental capacity.
No, not that guy. He's a stand-up comedian as well. If you just look up probably heroin,
Heroin and Howard Stern.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to do something to increase my brain productivity and also to prevent, like, I'm scared that I'm going to have onset Alzheimer's because of what I did. Like, my brain is going to start to deteriorate faster than most people because I threw so much
more important than ever
yeah.
that we podcast. So we can record this and show it back to you when you're forgetting.
As sick as it is to sound.
That's my guy right there, Artie Lang.
Artie Lang.
Yeah, you think you had it bad. Homie was snorting heroin and there was glass in it. And he snorted glass and they had to chop off the end of his freaking nose. So could have been worse.
Could have been worse. Yeah. I smartened up and grew up and had kids at the right time, I believe. Because I could have done some damage to myself more than I already did. Like I said, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to show me these back one day and be like, who's that ugly little bastard over there in the blue? You're like, that's you.
That's literally you.
You're like, son of a bitch.
Do we ever I want to bring this up before we get forgetting. What did I do with the Bamski shirt?
Oh, you don't even have it staged and ready to go.
Well,
is this it? Yeah, this is it.
That is it. Give everybody
a shout out, dude. Actually, I love his freaking monkey logo, dude.
I have to I gotta actually
the Bamski shirt.
I'm showing it off now because it's DJ's shirt now.
Oh, it doesn't fit you?
Well, it's not that it doesn't fit me, it's that he blackmailed me into it.
Oh.
That's why I gotta deal with after there you go.
It's my shirt now.
You'll break your legs.
Yeah.
Watch yourself, you won't break your legs.
During the live, right at the end of the live, he moved over and you could see his knee. And I tried to comment as fast as I could, I'm going to break that knees. I'm going to break those knees. But it was so fast he ended it before I could get the comment out.
I was giving him hell this morning because it was not a clean sign off. So, like, you just see it go down into his leg. And then, that's got to be the most annoying thing when you're trying to end a live and you're like, end.
Oh, right.
Please end.
I will say,
I've seen Bamskis have to do sign off like 4 times in a row. And we're out.
And we're out.
Okay, now we're out.
And we're out. I will say it was pretty good. I thought the cameraman DJ did pretty good in the Bamski studio.
I got behind
the second half, the 12-minute one. Yeah, it looks like you got cut out.
Well, it's tough in there because we are, bad service while you're inside that building and everything. It makes sense that they went with a glass studio, like, around the whole place. Because, if you make it all like aluminum or brick on the outside, the service inside, it's so much harder to pick up.
Because like my brother's garage has metal, like studs, metal beams, stud, and you lose some self-service just in the garage.
Well, I'm like, why are we moving from 4G to 5G if we haven't even figured out how to cover everywhere?
Well, did you hear we're going to get into the conspiracy corner a little bit. The reason why they got rid of lead paint.
We need a drop every time we're going to go to Curtis's conspiracy theories.
To the corner. Coming from the corner. Theories. It's just some crazy stuff. But the reason that they got rid of lead paint was because lead blocks out. Because, you wear a lead jacket when you're getting an x-ray, because lead paint was blocking the, rays or whatever from whatever comes out. I don't know the exact terminology, but like the Wi-Fi gives off certain frequencies and stuff, and it wasn't letting the lead paint was not letting enough come in, so that they made lead paint illegal and bad for kids. Because they wanted to actually be able to infiltrate into the houses with their Wi-Fi or whatever. That's a crazy theory. Same thing. I don't know.
Well, look at Joe Rogan. He discussed it on the pod about leaded gas. It used to have leaded gas. Yeah. And they showed that leaded gas dropped IQ levels like 30% across the board. So lead was definitely not good.
Not good. Yeah,
it was making people not too smart, and it was just burning. Like they thought it was a good idea at the time. And Joe Rogan said on his podcast, "Your car sounded mean really a romp on them.
Oh,
That'd be a
why
good
stuff
time to have
sounds
some
good,
stacks
yeah.
on stacks on stacks.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine that diesel blowing?
Blowing coal, as they call it.
Man, those guys are terrible around here.
Yeah.
I tell you what, they know how to romp on it to piss some guys off for sure.
You will,
You just get dusted.
most of those guys, if they're kicking out that much dust, it's been tuned. You have to tune that truck to do that, because essentially I'm not 100% sure. I'm not a big diesel guy, but dumping a bunch of fuel in.
Oh, okay.
Black smoke is burnt fuel, blue smoke is burnt oil, white smoke is burnt coolant. So if you see like a bunch of smoke paralleling out of a tailpipe, you can kind of tell what's getting burnt on the color of the smoke.
Advice like that, they're gonna start calling you Super Daddy.
Dude, I do.
Shout out for all your mechanical needs.
My daughter even asked me, she's like, 'cause, we're driving one day, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that's a Chevy Silverado, that's a, just calling the cars out. And she goes, how do you know so much? And I was like, I literally worked for car dealerships for 10 years. I was like, that was my profession. I know a lot about vehicles.
Like that blows my mind sometimes. I don't ever think that you're actually in that field for 10 years. It never felt like that long.
It was not
like you're
quite.
like in there
Yeah,
I thought you were like in there like 2 years tops.
No, man.
I gotta give you some more credit. Sometimes because you're my little brother's best friend, like he ain't on my level.
2014.
He's just a boy.
I remember I moved to Washington and I was looking for jobs. I just got out of diesel mechanics school.
Why was that your guys' first choice? You and your brother were like, we're headed to Washington.
For me, it was left college in Alaska, and I had buddies that lived in Washington already, and they were going to raves, and they're like, "Dude, come down,
what was that college
parties?" And
Billy went to DeVry.
DeVry University. That sounds right.
Man, I hope he gets his money back from this whole investment in college.
I really wish he would have stuck with it, because he was going to be like a computer programmer and stuff. It would have been so cool if my brother was over there making GTA 6.
He also knew that it was not the bee's knees at the end of the day.
Yeah, it wasn't. You can't enjoy playing video games if you build them.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like if he became a video game designer, every game he played, he would be nitpicking and being like, well, this is the terrible design. He already does that enough. Love you, bro. You're probably listening, but he already does that.
Is he our number 3?
I don't know.
That would be sick. We really need to get on Spotify for those. Just for him to be able to listen.
Yeah. Same with EJ. That's what EJ said. He's like, I can't listen if it's on. Can't listen to the live because it'll kill my battery, because you have to watch the video.
We got to figure that one out in order to get
we just need
him on the pod. If we can stream him in.
Yeah. We'll have to do. I think he doesn't work Mondays, and then we just have to do. Essentially, we would just add another screen here with him.
Should we hit him with the sneak peek and be like, "Yo, bro, clear your schedule. Get ready for the pod on Monday."
What about? Did we ever confirm with Uncle Russ? Are we gonna get Uncle Russ on sometime?
Uncle Russ is like creature of the night or something.
Well,
I mean, like he came over, he talked to us forever, but like this, I saw him drive off this morning at like must have been a 5:45 or 6:15, one or the other, but he was already in his car driving away.
Well, he said if he
hits the gym, he gets after it, I think in the mornings, plus then he goes to work.
And he said maybe Friday he was not working, but
and he said, but if the weather's good, man, he's
gone, dude.
Which I get it, man. You're getting towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
Winter is coming.
Yeah, so leaves are about to start changing colors. It's about to get beautiful around here.
The women are definitely more ready.
Pumpkin spice.
They are ready for the fall season.
Dude, they always are.
They're ready for it. The way I'm like, yeah, it's beautiful, but you know what follows that?
Yeah, the snow. You seen the spooky lingerie pics?
What?
Yeah, like girls who like wear lingerie and then put on like a pumpkin head.
Yeah, that's my girl, right? I have another one of my friends. Shout out. She's got a whole business that she does that for, and she is an incredible photographer. Talk about doing these girls like, wow.
I think the reason our generation is so, I don't know, and maybe I'm speaking for myself, but I am obsessed with a good old goth chick. How do you feel about the all black?
You know, this is so funny.
Does it turn you on?
My son's godfather, that was his. He's like, the paler the white girl, the better.
I'm not worried about the paleness.
But a goth girl, an emo girl, yeah.
They can look at, and this is my theory as to why it was bred into us. Danny Phantom. The one chick, boom. She was cute, kind of gothic. What other, like, a lot of our younger kid movies had a female character. Teen Titans.
Dude,
Teen Titans had Raven,
like,
or whatever.
Almost every episode of like Pokemon growing up, there was always like some baddie who was in there. So, I mean, it was ingrained from day one.
Dang.
Find them. Catch them all.
I love the internet because people clip stuff together. You know how mean Ash was to Misty?
Oh, it was terrible.
Dude, it's hilarious. I never realized. I was like, damn, why wasn't Ash trying to get that? Or was he was trying to get that?
No, because he's a kid. And kids, like, that's the cootie ages. They're like, there's
okay.
no, like...
Yeah, I forgot. He was a kid and he never aged, huh?
Brock was my guy. He was like a couple of years older. He must have been, because everybody is like, oh, man, look at the nurse. Look at the cop. Look at the... And I was like, man, this guy gets it. There's so many beautiful women out there. What am I supposed to do? I gotta look.
There's a crazy theory that Professor Oak created Ash. That Ash was a clone of the one dude. The guy that you go battle at the very end, the other guy.
I think they kind of go into explaining it, where there's some time travel and some other stuff that goes on with Professor Oak. And
it was a pretty cool theory. I was like, that's pretty badass. Professor Oak made Ash. Because I don't think Ash like never knew his father, right? Isn't that how the story goes? I don't know. I didn't watch enough Pokemon to claim that for sure.
I mean, you'd have to really go back. Talking about, this is funny. You had mentioned to me before we even got the pod going, you wanted to talk about just the tip. Just the tip. And I'm like, what the... Bro, this is for the most part, we're trying to keep it a regular podcast. This guy's talking to me about just the tip first thing in the morning.
Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, I'm driving home from dropping the kids off to school, and I see a sticker on a truck, and it just says just the tip. And I was too low to see the rest. I'm like, what is this sticker? So he pulls away from me, and it shows a bullet, and then it says, I promise on the bottom. So it's just the tip, I promise, with the bullet. And I was like, that's genius marketing. Because when you shoot a bullet, you're shooting out just the tip.
Well, and then I was like,
that's hilarious.
I thought you were talking about, is this just the tip? Is this a bullet brand? Or is like, I was like, man, these guys, like you're talking about the tannerite and stuff. What if they're putting that in the end of a bullet and that thing just hits and...
Ooh, there you go.
Now starting on fire.
Now you just gave Ukraine freaking ideas.
Well, they need it at this point. Things aren't. Bin Laden's dead. That ain't got nothing to do with this.
That's just gonna be another. I think that should be one of our shirts. I thought check the statistics would be a good shirt because that's just one thing that I always find. And then thanks Bin Laden, because I really still need to clip when you said that the first time. The way you said it was so good. So I think that's just gonna be one of our taglines. We just blame Bin Laden for everything that goes wrong.
I'm such like a cinephile. I've watched just so many damn movies and everything. So a lot of times, like a quote just from a movie pops in my head, and then immediately that's where I go with it. Because I mean, I think that's originally from one of the Hangover movies, where they're like, you can't jerk off on a plane anymore. He's like, well, not since 9/11.
Yeah, thanks, Bin Laden. Yeah, all right, you're right. Yeah, for me, freaking Super Troopers was one that we would always call back.
100%. Schnozberries tasting like schnozberries.
Those guys are hilarious. Bro.
Shout out Broken Lizard.
Yeah, dude, it was so cool that they did the fan-funded second one. Of course, you can never follow up an original cult classic with a second.
But he's not really a fan because he couldn't even get all the way through Tacoma FD.
I restarted it.
You restarted
when
it?
your brother came to town, restarted it. So I made it back to like where I was. That's how much I enjoyed it.
It really.
I just don't watch TV.
I have immediate dementia. Like I watch an episode and I don't remember what just happened. Like I laughed. I know that much, but I have to go re-listen to it.
And it's so funny. Tacoma FD. Watch it for my Broken Lizard boys, but end up liking the other characters more.
Yeah, and they were definitely not characters I thought I was going to fall in love with by any means.
100%, especially Ike.
He's like... why would your favorite character be a male stripper?
Right, I mean, It's like, I wanted to hate him so bad. Yeah. I love when they finally go. He's like dancing. Oh, hey guys, thanks for stopping by. I'll be done in like 5 minutes. He's just like,
I feel so bad because I don't know if you've seen it yet, but yeah, he goes running out with the mattress. He's like, "Whew, got my mattress or whatever." He starts ripping into it. Wrong mattress, but this other mattress was just stuffed with dollar bills. As a stripper, I guess you gotta hide it somewhere. You don't want your
Oh man.
dollar bills getting snatched up.
Oh, we talked a little bit about that last time. The awkwardness of strippers, right?
Well, I
Or
think we
strip
got
clubs
into
a little bit.
We took it a step farther. You were talking about strippers fighting.
Oh yeah. That's because when we started with the hobo fighting, and if you actually sanctioned it and get have them train and get things
You know how many
signed.
coaches you would have
dude.
by tomorrow? We're boxing coaches.
And you know what? Yep. I've been waiting for this my whole life. But so that's what made me go down that road, because it'd be funny to actually sanction these ridiculous fight groups.
Well, if you got guys who are like Sam Hyde, who can essentially have an apartment and have homeless people in there, and he videotapes them and does antics against them, and that gets paid.
Right. But going back to the strippers and the awkwardness of that, I'm on TikTok last night because I was posting a couple of our clips trying to pull some people from my TikTok.
Oh, dope.
Stripper went live. Stripper was live. I was like, damn.
She was stripping live?
Well, she wasn't out on the floor. She was in the back. So yet again, kind of showing a little bit of behind the scenes stuff. But I was like, that's crazy, because I've also heard when the pandemic hit, a couple of strippers who stopped stripping and went and started streaming video games on Twitch, and were making more money on Twitch than they were stripping.
And that's 100% the case. I can totally see why it was the case. And it seemed like Twitch was cracking down on that a little bit. Because it was really like, you guys aren't even playing the games. You guys are just getting on here with your big, beautiful boobs hanging out.
Dude, and the Twitch guy's probably like, you got to try to play some games, maybe.
At least play Uno, something.
Uno,
Monopoly. Jeez Louise, if we're going to have those.
Don't say the words pull out to me ever again.
What did you say? A couple of those fun bags.
A couple of fun bags. The movie. These couple of bags of sand.
What are the best? Like Austin Powers, the very end of it. And he was looking up there. Oh my God, what is that? A huge Johnson.
That was such a epic.
I got a couple of huge melons. Get your melons.
That was some of the most iconic scene.
Those guys.
Yeah, dude. Oh,
and it's crazy as you got older, you find out that Dr. Evil's all based off of Lorne Michaels. Like that's
really?
The guy who runs Saturday Night Live. The guy who they all couldn't stand because he was their boss.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
If you ever listen to Dana Carvey, he
that's
talks about
hilarious.
See, that's how much of a comedy hit.
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, really, I didn't really watch Kill Tony until I started, really diving into it with you and talking about it a little bit, and then I kind of got caught up. And
no, it's really cool to be able to see comedy keep doing it. It's like watching the anime being able to blow up and get more and more popular.
Right.
And it's like these things that were because guys like me who were too scared to actually say that they were into it. Yeah. The kids who are not scared about that, I mean, they paved the way for it nowadays. Big shout out to these kids, a lot of them might annoy the hell out of us for the most part, but man, they do make waves.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some kids. I was actually just talking to my neighbor yesterday. His son is playing down at West High.
Oh,
really?
A
senior.
Oh, okay.
But they have their Friday Night Lights game, Under the Lights, dayless, West High versus senior.
Dang.
I got two kids that I coached on one team, and they're going against my neighbor's son. And shout out Big Gage. You don't want that behemoth of a man in front of you. Oh, man, he is the definition of a refrigerator. Don't let him get them hands on you. You ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. I would, dude. I wish my football team in high school would have been more. If we would have had a better line, if we had better linemen, and the linemen weren't my size, we might have actually stood a chance.
But then at the end of the day, especially for nobody wants to be a lineman.
I know.
It's the most under-glorified position out there.
I could see that because they don't get enough credit.
Never did. Even with
my
boys, when we were doing it, I was dragging my boys off to we're the unsung heroes, boys. Ain't nobody ever gonna give us credit, but this is what it is. It's a thankless job.
Yep.
But you do your job the best that you can possibly do it.
Damn. So that's just bred into big boys then, kind of from the start, right? It's like
Shut your mouth and do your job. Yeah.
Damn. Well, I'm over there like I need to get more passes thrown my way.
I remember growing up. I mean, that's how it was. It was like, watch out for your little brothers. They weren't just your brothers. They were your little brothers. My poor little brothers, man. Like, they're not really all that small. Michael and Frankie, I mean, they're not really that small.
Frankie, dude, I hadn't seen Frankie in 10, 15 years.
That's a bit. I mean, he's a big human being. He's bigger than me.
Yeah.
How does that, I don't understand how that works genetics wise.
Little Frankie.
Maybe it was because he was born in August, you know, right in summer.
No.
Get that good nutrients, keep him going. No?
He was the youngest out of all you fucking assholes. He had to get big or he was going to die.
No.
It was survival of the fittest in that house.
He's like 5 years after me.
I know. Just kidding.
Survival of the fittest, though. There is something to be said about that, though. They had an old gate for some reason because, you know, that's why. Because we would sneak up in the middle of the night to get food. So my dad said, we're going to create a double door, half gate, and we'll put a padlock on so they're stuck downstairs. That's what happened. But he wouldn't lock top of it. Yeah. So then we could hop that sucker and we still getting our stuff.
We're still getting our snacks.
Me for my cereal.
Can you imagine, though? You got 5 kids in your house, all sneaking up at different times of the night to grab some snacks. I don't know. I'd have been dropping some bows for sure, dude.
My old man, and he was like, they probably never got any sleep if you think about it. If you got kids who are sneaking in the middle of the night and it sounds like they're trying to crawl around and be sneaky and you're on edge thinking somebody's breaking into your house. It's just your damn kids.
How many times?
Is my damn house haunted? No, I just got kids.
No,
That's right. That's right.
I got kids. I got kids.
And I want to say, if you gotta, you know, run and tinkle, powder your nose, as my dad would say, hit it.
Take a break. You'll be all right for a minute. I need a coffee. You need a fill up too? I'll do you a fill up. I'll do you one better.
There we go. If I can see the great, you know, the podcasters do it by themselves, and I can handle a few minutes by myself here. Gives me a chance to check in with the viewers. Hopefully, get a chance. You know, spread the word. Hashtag this sucker out. Share it, like it, subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Tell them to listen. Tell them to put it on mute. Doesn't even matter really at the end of the day. You know, just give it some listens. We're trying to make it up there. We're trying to get those views and everything. We didn't get to get this into the podcast yesterday. We kind of just ran out of time with old Tinkle Pants over here. But DJ was filling us in that bears don't actually, like when they're in hibernation, they're not really like out. Like they can get woken up. And apparently, if we figure out, you know, how this works for those guys, we're going to be able to do the space travel a lot easier. We'll be good to go. Hopefully we don't have to go full on getting frozen just to be able to make it to Mars. But I don't know, there's a lot of smart guys out there who actually would know. A lot more than I would. So, here we are. Trying to learn stuff. So you guys give us a talk back, fill us in. We're trying to stay educated. We're trying to learn a lot of new stuff. This coffee is delicious though. I think it's because it's Folgers. I think Maxwell's not as good. You have any other info on the hibernation stuff there? No more hibernation news. Sounds like somebody's been doing a little hibernating. So what else have you been pulling up there, DJ? You got anything news for us?
Anything new in the news? Oh, I did see something in the news.
What you got in the news today?
On the north side, some lady caught on her cameras outside of her house guy in her backyard with a gun. Shows a picture of him like walking by and he's like throwing this gun in his sweatpants. That was pretty scary. Right over on the north side, and it made me definitely be like, my gun's still in my car? God dang.
What's the not to drag you off, what is the hashtag for us again?
MWTB. So morning
hashtag
with the boys.
MWTB.
MWTB.
MWTB. I say this is my acronym for it: Montana, Wyoming, Taco Bell. That's the acronym I came up with yesterday, and somehow I still screwed
All
up
right.
today.
That works. But yeah, MWTB Pod. We'll get you. You search that on YouTube, you find us real easy.
Yeah, you should be able to find us on Facebook as well.
Yeah. I think on TikTok I created the hashtag MWTB. It wasn't even a hashtag.
Really?
And it's only got 2 posts on it. On
Dope,
TikTok, yeah.
So get out there on TikTok for all our TikTokers.
Yeah, we'll have to do work on Spotify too. That will be
Fill us in. Have you heard any of the new news on TikTok, DJ?
Ooh, yeah, I don't know any about TikTok.
Because there for a little bit, it was all talking. It's going to get banned. It's going to nobody's going to be able to use it. And it seems like it's flying under the radar. Like it's going to just...
I don't think they can. I don't think they can ban... It'll be tough for them, I think, to get it approved.
First headline that pops up says TikTok sues Montana. How is that even possible?
TikTok
sues the whole state.
With the Spotify thing, it'll be kind of interesting because we won't be able to do it live. We would be posting it like later that day. It'd come out like that night. So if you're watching YouTube, it's almost like you get. If you follow us on YouTube, you get a little bit of perks because you get to watch it live.
100%. You get to see what's before we start doing some editing on it and make it.
I probably won't do much editing. Probably just trim the beginning to where you don't see our offline screen as we switch in.
He probably just trims out all my audio. Oh, it's just Curtis on this podcast today, I guess.
Dude, I'll tell you, sometimes when I'm making a video, I'm like, man, like it's like one or the other, right? Mm-hmm. It's usually like one person. It's like a story that one of us is telling. So it's like, it's kind of hard to get a good clip where both of us
unless we're just talking over ourselves the whole entire time.
Yeah.
Unless we just clip us not talking.
Just mute it all up. Mute it up because we sounded like shit.
Wow, great footage there. Great footage, guys.
It was amazing.
So what's on the agenda for today for you?
I gotta we're still cleaning up that tree in the backyard.
This is weeks of cleanup. That tree was massive.
Yeah, and the first 2 weeks I filled the trash can up and then I missed the trash pickup. So I had to wait an extra week. And then yesterday, I totally would have done some, but it was raining. I'm not going to go out in the rain. That stuff would be 5 times heavier than it needs to be. It's just, I've got them all raked up. The tree's all cut up. It's just picking up the last little bit of limbs and everything.
This is the season, man. The leaves are about to start dropping.
Yeah, and that's one thing that the reason the front yard at my brother's house is so bad is because I went out there and laked up leaves this last year, and they probably the reeves.
The Chinese leaves, huh?
The reeves.
You remember when Kelton went into Chinese food? Oh man, can I? He didn't even say it. Wasn't even on accident. We're just so used to messing around with our voice. She came over and she asked him, he's like, do you need anything else? And he's like, a refill, please, or something like that. He was like, oh, I wasn't even trying to. I know that comes off super bad, but
my buddy Joe used to be a tour guide in Juneau. And he used to do this.
What are you doing? Thing. Like, oh, here's some ice.
No, he was like, I can't remember what it was. I think he was just the guy who got them off the cruise ship onto a bus to go to the tour guide. But what he would do, and he said it works, is he would use the accent that person is using, and it sounds so racist, right? So someone comes up and starts talking to him with a little bit of accent. He's like, oh yeah, you looking for that? And like, but it worked. People loved him. Like no one was offended and they actually could understand. So like he swears by it. He's like, yeah, if you use their accent a little bit, they will understand you easier. And I was like, that just seems so rude.
It does.
It seems rude, but it worked. And no one got mad about it.
And if somebody does take offense to it, if you're like, I'm doing this for you. I'm not doing this for me.
Yeah.
Was he cracking jokes while he was doing it too?
He's a funny guy. He would have been.
Another guy. He's this funny. Might have to see if he wants to do stuff
like
this.
Dude, thinking about it.
I'm reaching out to anybody at the end of the day. I mean, if you want to come and shout out to the pod. There's one guy we're trying to get on the pod right now. He's probably calling. Can you put up to the mic?
I probably could, yeah. Yo, what up?
What up, dude? What you doing?
We're doing the podcast right now. You're live,
on
bro.
the pod.
Oh, yo, what up?
We got you on the podcast. First time for everything.
We gotta back him off the mic. Does it sound good?
We've actually been all over the place, dude. Me taking an hour to get here. Coffees. It's the pursuit of coffee is what we're talking about today.
In the pursuit of coffee.
Well, if you get a chance, switch it up to DMT, man. Aliens aren't real. It's just a DMT trip while you're sleeping.
You see,
there you go. Much love.
see where I get
what
my
did he just say? DMT? Aliens aren't real?
Aliens aren't real. It's a DMT trip when you're sleeping.
You guys really can't even be in like the same room together. You guys would tinfoil hat it up so fast.
Dude,
if you guys were able to like feed off each other's insanity,
I'll get going, dude. He just got me going.
That's why I surround people with who are like have different personality than my own.
Because we go down a rabbit hole quick.
Oh man, it's bad.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, when you do surround yourself with a bunch of yes men, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Aliens aren't real. DMT. I don't even know. And how fast does that guy talk? Slow it down, EJ. Jeez, Louise, how much coffee you had this morning?
That's so funny. Well, it's he actually brings up something we can talk about. I had a chance to do DMT and I said no. As someone who was into drugs, I said no because I thought that if I did it unnaturally when I died and my brain naturally releases the DMT, maybe it wouldn't work right and something would be and I wouldn't go to where I was supposed to go when I die.
How bad would that suck?
Yeah,
man.
so that was my.
How much DMT you have? I used all of it. Sorry, you're going into oblivion.
Yeah, sorry, bud. You're stuck in the afterlife.
To the black hole with you.
So yeah, it's funny that he mentions that.
That's funny. He started going through like taking an hour in the shower.
It wasn't in the shower.
It was a long time. I'm like, how much time does one need with themselves in the shower?
It was like I hit you up and I was like, I'm in the shower, be right there. And then it was like, oh man, I got to do those dishes real quick. Oh man, I need to clean up all that laundry that the kids left there. Oh man, Logan's got all of his toys in the bathtub still.
I gotta clean up my own crusty socks because I need to take a little bit before I get to the podcast.
Oh, nah. No socks. No crusty socks. We got...
Yeah, I get it if you gotta, clear out the chamber so you can be top notch.
Good sugar.
Sometimes you gotta fire one out in the morning, get it out of your system. So you're
not the socks, though, man. Don't ruin the socks, bro. My mom bought me those.
I hope your mom never listens to this little chunk of this podcast.
I hope my mom never listens to this podcast, dude. She's gonna disown me if she hears episode 3.
Podcast because we can get one more subscriber.
My dad probably listened to it. He'll get all of his oil rig guys on it.
That'd be dope, man. Those guys need the more entertainment out there, the better.
Right? They need something to do.
That would just suck. You wake up
stuck on site.
It's got to be just as bad as waking up in Montana in the middle of bumfuck.
On a 100-degree day.
Dude, go to Sheridan and then just go that way, like 40 minutes. There's nothing.
I don't know.
You are in the middle of nowhere.
He's in Texas, so it's like that day that we were out at 10 a.m. and it was like 100 degrees already. It's like that all the time.
And the humidity.
Yeah, dude. Oh, no, thank you.
As a Texas native at one point myself, I mean, it is.
We went to
all the time.
We went to Tennessee, man, and it was bad enough. You step outside and you're just instantly sweaty. It's
Florida.
Like, dude, have you ever done the Florida Man thing where you look up your birthday, what Florida Man did on your birthday?
But I said my birthday is St. Patrick's Day.
So dude, Florida Man's gonna go crazy on St. Patrick's Day.
I think we got DJ.
Because apparently you go Florida Man
90
something, not even the year. I don't even think you do a year, just the actual date. Maybe if you did a year, there might be something crazy on each year that happened.
Florida man who was peeing all over room attacks Good Samaritan who tried to stop him. Police say a Florida man is thanking his lucky stars for Good Samaritan. Go back after the Samaritan part. up one
Oh,
of
that's a
those.
good one.
Who gave him shelter when he couldn't get home by peeing all over his bedroom and then attacking him?
Yeah.
This is a gross story, but yeah, I had a
Florida
roommate
man.
do the same thing in my room. Got drunk one night, and then I came in. I was laying with another ex-girlfriend at the time, and this son of a bitch just walks in, thinking it's the bathroom, and just starts pissing on my floor. I run up, throw his ass out, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" But you know, it's almost like you're dealing, because yeah, when adults get drunk, they turn into toddlers. At the end of the day, I'm like yelling at this toddler, but it's not doing any good because it's still a toddler.
Dude, my mom has a similar story about my dad. Apparently, my dad came in and pissed in the closet once.
In the closet?
Yeah, thought the closet door was the bathroom door.
Oh.
Sorry, Dad. Well, my dad's gonna disown me too.
Man,
Shit.
he's basically
I was
retired.
gonna say, my mom told me that story. It was mine to tell at this point. She gave it to me.
She wants you to tell. You guys think this guy's such a good guy and everything? Let me pull back the curtain on my husband.
Let me tell you. Or no, she's like, my son's gonna throw me under the bus. We're throwing him under the bus too.
Oh man, it's a trickle down effect. We're going for that George Bush economy. It all just trickles down.
Oh, the George Bush economy, which is crazy because I think, didn't everyone like not really think he did great? Now looking back, everyone's like, not bad.
But it's one of those things. Is like, it was almost like a Trump that didn't make that much
Noise.
emotion.
Yeah.
He was really just trying. He was a really good actor. I think he was. You know, lived on his Range Rover. Next thing he knows, in his Air Force pilot get up and everything. It's like, come on now.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
He did have a hell of a voice for it though. But then you go from Bush to, you know, Obama. Talk about being able to speak.
Yeah, 100%.
Like everything beyond like his politics or whatever, that's whatever. But as
He did have, yeah,
being
he
poignant and actually being able to get his point across, yeah, he was.
and with some humor too, right?
100%.
Yeah, he had a little bit of comedy in there when
And
he was
making bank now. I think he's doing narrations
Well, dude,
for like.
did you see the net worth of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden now? It like doubled over the last 4 years. Their net worth doubled.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem, especially when like Trump takes a pay. You know.
He didn't take any pay. Yeah, and their net worth doubles in 4 years. I think maybe it wasn't quite doubled, but it's still a major increase.
And every time I was like, it's really hard to even play devil's advocate for it. Like I try to play devil's advocate a lot, but
It's like
you hear something like that, and
yeah.
it kind of just pisses you off.
How would you play devil's advocate on that? Because
It's insider trading. At the end of the day, how is your net worth going up while
you are becoming more important of a or of a figure in the eyes of everyone. So if you did own any sort of company, I guess
all these
how
other
does
guys
that?
used to just bow out, you know, and they were kind of out of the limelight, like Carter and the other Bush. Like they just show up and you see them almost like the Queen of England, like they was smiling and wave, and they wouldn't really say a hell of a lot. Now it's like these guys are making careers after they're out of being president.
Yeah. That is kind of weird.
The fact that Trump was on, you know, his big show on NBC.
Yeah. What was that? It was the. Oh, I can't think of the name. But you're fired. Yeah, you're fired.
What was that show, EJ? The show that Trump was on.
It's like something
The
like
Apprentice?
that's it. The Apprentice. 100%. You got it.
Man.
I was gonna say like
This was just like, you know,
the something
everything.
else. Yeah, everything. Got
I
it.
win. I win.
Yeah, it's man. That show. If he wasn't on that show and he wasn't, then people wouldn't be looking at him like the way he is.
But then he's had so much influence since back in the 80s.
But have you also seen when he was like running for president, how he went on The View and everybody loved him? And then like 2 years later, he's on The View and everyone, Whoopi Goldberg's like,
And granted, he gave everybody the ammunition to hate him.
100%. He's grabbing him
Like,
by the pussy.
Can you imagine
and
if Trump was as well spoken as Obama? Do you think he would have gotten in?
Yeah. I mean, I think it would have been the same. Yeah, I think he still would have got in. I don't think he would have beat Biden this last time. It's hard to say, man. It's hard to say.
Listening to John, I can't remember his name, but he was like, "This paved the way for us to happen in the first place, so you guys can't be mad."
No, dude. Arnold Schwarzenegger paved the way for this to happen. Once he became the governor of California, everyone's like, "Oh shit,
that was
movie
kind of the
stars
start,
can do it."
Yeah, that was the kind of the start of Idiocracy.
Great movie.
If Joe Rogan becomes president,
it has begun. Yeah,
we're full on Idiocracy.
Oh man.
You know who could? Like, yeah, what if Terry Crews legitimately became president?
He's the one who played the president in that movie, wasn't he?
And he's in a good position too.
He honestly, and
he made white chicks. He was obviously down with transgender.
And I haven't watched enough like interviews of him to know if he would have a good enough political, like agendas.
He got over his addiction to pornography.
Oh.
Obviously, he works out. He's freaking jacked. Played football.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we want that as president? I want an old school president. I want somebody who's ready to go to war. Like, I'm headed to the front lines. No, Mr. President, you have to stay in your office. Fuck that. Give me my gun.
I'm a renegade cop.
Give me my gun. I'll solve this problem myself. I mean, Trump was pretty close to that. I mean, the things he would say, he's like, well, yeah, how dare you? How dare you?
Russia never freaking invaded Ukraine when Trump was there.
Yeah.
It was literally the second that freaking baby Biden, little baby Biden, say that because he's like weak. Trump or not Trump, Russia would look at him like he was weak.
It was crazy. Like when you saw how much Trump was like, Putin, do something. I'll beat the hell out of you. And then followed up with that first interview. I remember seeing after Joe Biden had met with him. And he was like, no, Joe Biden is doing great things. Putin is like saying he's a wonderful man, all this other stuff. And I was like, yeah, America's in trouble. Putin's the one saying he's a good guy. We forgot that. Like,
oh, man.
And at the end of the day, I'll never be able to support Kamala because I would have been one of those misfortunate people who would have been locked up and thrown extra time at for petty crimes.
Well, that and, dude, the one that gets me
it was bad enough how they threw the book at me, you know what I mean?
She was the deciding factor on taxing tips. And guess what? Now she's saying, oh, we're not going to tax tips. Like, bitch, you were the vote that gave the taxes to the tips.
Mm.
And now you're saying no. And I guess another video of the debate when she's like, we have no American troops over anywhere. Yeah, you saw that
this morning.
It turns around to the army guys, where the fuck are we then? That's so funny. We got no American troops on any battlegrounds, on any soil. Fuck us to go, where the fuck are we then?
Yeah, they really don't.
Damn, dude, they gotta be careful saying shit like that. In this day and age.
No, she obviously can lie as much as she wants to want. I mean, we all know that's just a person that we're just listening to talk at the end of the day. The people who are actually making moves and doing stuff, that's the House of Representatives. That's the Senate. Look at House of Cards.
Well, and guess what? They don't have a term limit. They've been there for 30, 40, 50 years on that fucking Senate.
And I mean, how is it that you come out of the office with more money? A lot of those guys get much money from their constituents.
Right.
I'm doing this to make people happy. Obviously, I mean, if you wanted that kind of podcast, you'd go listen to Joe Rogan.
Right.
I mean, he breaks all this stuff.
And I don't follow enough politics to really dive deep into it, man.
At the end of the day,
I try to avoid it.
Like the politics for Montana, like the presidential election is not really going to affect Montana. And it's not going to affect Wyoming. It's not going to affect South Dakota, North Dakota, where it's ag around here.
Yeah.
So as long as we can farm, as long as we can hunt, good luck. We're good. Got a problem? See you in the mountains.
Yep. Come find me. Come find me. Yeah, it's
that's a scary thing growing up when you're around here. People saying there's plenty of places to hide a body. They won't never find you.
No,
that's a go-to saying in Montana.
Yeah. And they're not fucking kidding either.
No, there's so much empty
Holy
land.
shit. Yeah, and you put it, you damn near don't even need to bury the shit. All the local wildlife will take care of it for you. And then you're just going to be some bones left.
They don't mess around, especially the old boys. My dad actually said that to my my cousin's man at one time. Yeah, she's like, I'll bury your man and we'll never find him. That's what we need to do.
Alaska was even...
My dad became a pastor.
Alaska
twisted.
was even worse for that, bro. Like, it's to the point where if you wander off by yourself, not on a trail, you might not come back.
When the Bakken boom was happening, there was a bunch of guys in North Dakota who were just freezing to death. Get drunk at the bar and try to stumble their way home. Get to their porch, sit down for a second, wake up a human fucking popsicle.
Oh, dang, that would suck.
But also, if I had the opportunity again, I'd be one of those guys who was like scraping shit off the bottom of those trailers. They were making like almost $1,000 an hour just to make those man camps stay afloat.
Really?
The shit freezes. Yeah. Ain't nothing working right.
Dang.
Ben Young, shout out to him. He had my brother out there making a bunch of money with him. And them boys make, but
doing welding helpers and stuff. Yep.
But if you're in the thick of it, you don't get to say, oh, I'm tired, I'm gonna go now.
Yeah, you don't get to just go home. Dude, I was dating a girl in college in Alaska there, and her grandfather got lost on Admiralty Island, which Admiralty Island is one of the most, if not the most populated grizzly bear islands. Like, I think it's 2 or 3 grizzly bears per square mile or something, they say. He got lost out there for 3 days. He's a native Alaskan.
But he made it out.
But he made it out, yeah. So finally on
what did he say about his ventures while he was out there?
All he had was a couple Snickers, so he was very slowly just eating Snickers.
But at least he's happy.
Yeah, and he had
He never went, oh man, if I only had my Snickers. He was chipper out there. 3 days
he was always
lost.
himself.
He never lost his wits about him at all.
Yeah. But no, he said on day 3, an angel came to him and told him which way to go, and he walked to the beach, and there was a Coast Guard standing there.
Was he going that direction?
So they went out hunting, right? The whole family went out hunting.
As far as like when he's headed to the shore, it was like you're going the wrong direction. Or the wrong way. You got to go to the shoreline back over here.
He was sit somewhere like huddled up, kind of in a little, built a little nest, Yeah, you're right. So he was kind of huddled up somewhere, just kind of waiting for someone to help. And he said, no, an angel came and said, come this way, and directed him to the beach, because he didn't even know which way was the beach that he wanted to be at, right? Because if you go to the, what would that be? West Beach, you're facing the ocean. You go to the East Beach and you're facing inland, and you'd be on the side that you wanted to. But yeah,
like if you were to just take off, say he would have gone the other direction,
they would have eventually found him, and they had Coast Guard scouring all the beaches.
So no matter what, he would have.
He probably would have been.
Well, it's one of those things, and especially you're saying there's like 3 grizzly bears. All it takes is one encounter.
Right? But it was the fact that where he walked out on the beach, the Coast Guard was just right there. And then the Coast Guard was like, oh, we got to take you to the hospital. Well, he's like, no, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. It was like, it sucked, but it was also no big deal to him because he was Alaskan native, and he was just like, that's his thing. He just did it.
That's insane.
That was a rough 3 days, though. She was not sure if she was ever going to see her grandpa again. I get it. She was with them too. Like it was the 2 sisters and grandpa and father, I think, that went out to that island, and they had to leave. Right, so they go out in the morning, they all meet back at the boat, except for the grandpa, and they sit there as long as they physically can before they had to go home and leave him out there. So like, that would be a terrible feeling where you're just like, we know he's somewhere here. Yeah, we've come up and down the beach 6 times. We can't find him. Like,
and that, every second that you're not finding him, he's getting farther away. And it's not like you're going home to like,
oh yeah, go home and have him be like, oh, he'll be home when he can. Yeah, no, he's stuck on an island.
Like, yeah, and it's an island. At least it's not like, I guess like you go to Wyoming, you just start wandering.
You could be gone forever, yeah, or Canada. You could be in the wilderness forever.
Man, like
so at least the search area was small enough, but it is a pretty big island. And like I said,
so for if there's any tips to take away from today, if you're gonna get lost on an island,
or bring Snickers.
Have plenty of Snickers. don't.
Actually, it was the only reason that it was like keeping him going was because of the peanuts in it. So that's why they say Snickers is a really. My dad used to take Snickers when he goes hunting.
Yep, your brother pulled out Snickers.
Get a little bit of sugar, a little bit of peanuts. You get that protein.
And I was like, I eat them just on my regular day to day now. You know, you just never know.
I don't anymore. You know, Snickers used to be one of my favorite candy bar, and now I would 99% of the time prefer a Milky Way with no peanuts.
Really?
Milky Way is essentially a Snickers with no peanuts.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. I don't like nuts in my mouth.
That's so funny. I was listening to Bamski's, obviously. Holy cow. We're going to have to save this story for another day.
Yeah, we're
I
about
didn't even
there.
realize we were that far into this bad boy.
Well, my terrible bladder is a really great indication because it was about 1:15. So like if we would have done the hour and a half, I could have held it that last 15 minutes. I was like,
it was much needed though. I was gonna run out of coffee. See,
it worked great. Yeah, I just took my last sip.
Bam,
wow, look at that, guys.
Well, guys, this is a fun one. And
it was a good one, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're starting with the Bamski story tomorrow. What were you gonna go into?
We're gonna go straight into. I mean, it's nothing too exciting, but you know,
cool.
something to start it off with.
Heck yeah, guys!
So tune in tomorrow. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
MWTB Pod, YouTube, Facebook. We'll have to get a TikTok going. It's just
Instagram,
Spotify eventually
Snapchat.
one day.
We'll get them all on there.
OnlyFans.
Sooner or later, you'll see somebody's butthole. And until then,
that's how we're ending it. All right.
Till then.
Goodbye. Good morning with the boys.